you for the heart. There'll never be a long and lonely night again. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the heart. Girl, please don't ever let me be alone again. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the heart.
Mr. Blue, I have to go now, darling, don't be angry. Know that you're tired.
Yo, you wanna see something cool? No? Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
This is where I keep all my Artist Alley purchases. So I use this photo album to display all my prints and stickers and things. It's actually really relaxing to design the placement of everything. The page is slightly sticky, and then the plastic sheet keeps it secure, but it allows you to rearrange it as many times as you want. You can find these by searching up self-adhesive scrapbook on Amazon. There's plenty of size options, but I use 11 by 10.6. You can even buy page refills if you run out of space. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you do too.
When I tell you this art book changed the game for me, I'm not lying. Color and Light by James Gurney is an absolute gem for artists. It's super user-friendly and easy to digest. The way he breaks down each topic on a double-page spread with tons of examples makes it super clear. And what I love is that it's the perfect starting point for diving into the world of painting with colors and light, and it gives you the essential rundown on every subject so you can explore what really interests you. Plus, it equips you with the artistic vocabulary you might have been missing, because I know I was. And it explains the real-life reasons behind those things you might have been doing intuitively. I read it last year and I definitely need to give it another go to refresh my memory.
When my daughter was born, I began 2 keepsake books for her. One of them was a sketchbook. Here are some of my favorite pages so far. I like doing this because it's documenting her milestones and her growth in my own special way, and I hope that maybe one day it could be a nice gift for her. This is my most recent page and my favorite. I thought I would be finished with this book by the time she turned 1, but I don't think that's gonna happen, and that's okay. I'll take my time with this project.
Second runner-up to last week's art book review is The Art of the Disney Princess. This book covers the art of the princesses from Snow White to Moana. The only 2 excluded are Anna and Elsa. This book appealed to me so much because of the art of books from these earlier films like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty are so hard to come by and are often pretty expensive. So having a condensed version of some of the work from each princess is really valuable. Each chapter is a different princess with notes about the process of making each film. I don't often read much of the art books, but I found this one really interesting, especially with the older films. Tried to show the art that really stood out to me from each section, but I think my favorite is from the Tiana chapter, where she's entering the restaurant in a blue gown that really stands out against the magenta lighting. My overall favorite sections from this book were Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Pocahontas, Tiana, and Merida. This book is definitely worth picking up, especially if you love seeing the art from these older films.
I haven't shared this with you guys before, and I just wanted to put it out there that I do have my own book called Hyperrealistic Drawing. You've got little elements in there of blending, there's also elements of shading and glazing, so I explain exactly how I hold my pencil for different techniques. And of course, along with a bunch of other information, there are a whole host of different projects that you can try your hand at. There's animals, obviously, because I'm known for my animals, but I have also included some other projects like a sweet wrapper, a glass full of ice, a spoon, and some more natural objects like a bell pepper, as well as some smaller studies in there as well. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I definitely have a problem. Yo, so recently I've been obsessed with collecting art books, so in this video, I thought I'd show you my whole collection.
Starting off strong, one of my favorite books in my collection, this is Jojo Veller by the creator and author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hirohiko Araki. This collection comes with 3 main books. So the main book covers a lot of Araki's art throughout his career, but mainly focuses on his work on JoJo from part 5 all the way up to part 8. The second book in this collection is the stand book, which documents all of the stands shown in the manga from part 3 all the way to part 8. And lastly, this collection includes a history book that shows the whole process of Araki making JoJo's. Now, although this book's definitely on the more expensive side, to me it was definitely worth it. Araki's just one of those artists that you can never truly get tired of, and I really look forward to getting more of his artwork in my collection.
Alright, so that was just one of the many books in my collection. If you want to see the rest, comment down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Chet, what do I draw in this? I don't want to ruin it. A friend gave me this as a birthday gift.
My birthday was July.
Please don't try to figure out who I am. I don't want you to do that. I just need to know that people like you exist. Like, if you met me, you wouldn't think I was the...
Are there any good resources that explain how to achieve this type of inking? Books and such? Maybe other artists that utilize it well? I don't know why we've never talked about it on this channel, but there's a book that used to be an absolute classic and seems forgotten now. The excitingly titled Rendering in Pen and Ink, originally published in the 1930s, is still one of the best resources for learning classic inking. It's extremely focused on architecture and landscapes, which I actually like, because it makes it easy to practice the techniques it teaches. Just go sit somewhere and draw something that won't move. Admittedly, like a lot of books on dip pen inking, the style is a bit dated, reminding me of illustrations in the Saturday Evening Post advertising condensed milk or something. One of the reasons why we started releasing uncut inking videos was to provide a resource for learning a modern style with classic implements. Just watch Lydia make choices in real time for 30 minutes or an hour, and you'll pick up on all kinds of techniques that will inform your own work.
Cool. I don't feel so good.
My favorite art books, part 1. This one's on Ratatouille. It may be my favorite art book I own, and it's definitely one of my favorite animated movies of all time. The book is filled with beautiful illustrations that are warm, expressive, and full of life. You can really tell the designer spent a lot of time studying Paris and the type of lighting you'd see in the environments. Character design shines in this book. Loose and expressive sketches are filled throughout, and you can really see Remy's acting in these poses. This book also features a lot of great sculpture design that highlights the great shape language and expressions featured on the characters. Carter Goodrich worked on this film. He's one of my favorite character designers, and he's known for his sketchy line quality and distinct character shapes. As you can see, a lot of his designs are really close to the final ones in the film. There's great production design of the restaurant and of Paris. They really took a lot of time getting every detail right. I cannot recommend this book enough.
I drew the sun and clouds in pencil and then went in with my Ohuhu markers, and I've put the colours on screen. So started out with a really pale yellow and then gradually got darker for the sun, and then once the sun was complete, started the same steps using a lighter into darker for all of the sunset. I have had to cut out a lot of clips to make the video short enough, but as I put down a darker colour, I'll go back in with the lighter colour to try and blend them together. This isn't the best sunset I've ever done, but I will be putting the light rays over top, so it doesn't really matter. I used the colourless blender on the entire cloud and then used the same colours that I used in the sunset and blend them together in little circular motions. As I get further out with the clouds, I use the colours that I used further out in the sunset, so that the colours all correspond to the bit of sunset that they're next to. Outline with white gel pen, and then we're onto the charcoal pencil. I basically go the whole way around the cloud inside that outline that I've just created and blend it out as I go. I actually use a cotton bud or a Q-tip to blend out small areas because I find it a little bit easier. And apparently I then used charcoal pencil around the sun because I clearly wasn't happy with it. Not sure why I did that. But now back onto the clouds, I just create little bumps on the clouds, like little M shapes, and blend them out. And would it really be one of my pages if I didn't include the rays of light? Using the sun as a start point, I draw straight lines all the way around the page and blend them out. And I'll start it quite light, and if I like how it looks, I'll intensify them. The great thing with
She's taking it.
My name's Katie Hodstock, and I'm really excited to share with you my new book, Teaching a Diverse Primary Art Curriculum. For a long time now, my passion has been about making every single child feel like they're an artist. And I feel so strongly that children will only see themselves as artists if they see themselves in the curriculum that we teach in art. For too long, we've been taught such a narrow field of what art means. And what I want to do is open teachers and children's minds to the amazing different people throughout history have been making incredible artwork that can inspire us all. Not only does this introduce you to lots of different artists that I really feel inspired by, but actually I hope I've designed the book in such a way that it will teach you to do the same, to create a framework that will teach you how to get best practice art teaching into your school using artists of your choice that you feel passionate about. Because if you care about the artists that you're teaching, then your children will care too. And that is everything that we want for our children in primary schools. I really hope you enjoy it.
The last book I want to talk about is Frame Perspective Volume 2. This is the second volume of this series, and it kind of goes over the technical drawing for shadows and volume and characters. You know, because perspective is not just your environment. Perspective is your characters in perspective, and it's also where the shadows are going to hit with perspective. That's very important if you are trying to illustrate or render something either realistically or in any type of style, right? That's very important if you want to do it justice. You have to also know the shadows. Unless your character's always going to have a flat color, that's a different thing. It's going to make you a more complete artist. It really gives you the rundown of more complex lighting scenarios as well, but you haven't gotten into more advanced perspective knowledge, more advanced perspective fundamentals. That's going to limit your storytelling abilities when it comes to illustration. It really fills you in that drawing and rendering something accurately is so much more complicated and takes someone who has a lot of knowledge of light and color and perspective than someone would initially think. I hope you check out these 3 books.
And every time he leave me alone, he always tell me he miss it. He wanna F-F-R-E-A-K-F-R-E-A-K-A-K-A-K-A-K.
It's watermelon time. I said boom, 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 boom. It's watermelon time. I said boom, 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 boom. It's watermelon time. I said boom, 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 boom. It's watermelon time. I said boom, 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 boom. It's a fruit-based love.
I can't draw a straight line. I don't have the talent, Bob, to do what you're doing. That's baloney. Talent is a pursued interest. In other words, anything that you're willing to practice, you can do. And this is no exception.
These are my ladies. This is Jill. This is my lady Amy. Little Susie. Brianna. Shaniqua. Helga. Miss Kitty. Jeannie. Teresa. Dirty girl. This spot is for my special lady, Leah. I'm gonna say that one more time. Leah.
Do you want to create glowy colouring pages like these? Then just keep watching as I'll be sharing my guide on how I create my signature glow. If you want a more in-depth explanation of each step plus some product recommendations, check out my Get the Glow series that I posted back in April. Today I'll be showing you how I create these glowy flowers, but you can mix and match these steps to create glow on anything you like, including moons and stars, fairy wings, giant mushrooms, ghosts, fireflies, and loads more. For these flowers, you'll need your colourless blender plus 2 shades of the same colour, one light and one medium or dark, depending on how intense you want the glow to be. Here are the shades that I'm using in this video. You will also want to use a white charcoal pencil and a white acrylic marker. And you will want to use a blending tool of choice. I'm using my trusty crusty makeup brush, but you could use your finger or a cotton bud. I've started with a dark background and then I'm going in with my colourless blender just to go all around the outer edge of the flower. Then I'm using my lighter shade of pink just to go on the inside of where we've put the blender, still leaving a gap in the middle as that's where we will put our darkest colour. Then I work my way backwards from darkest to light to make sure we've got a nice seamless blend. Then I'm using my white charcoal pencil to go around all the edges of the flowers in circular motions. As I work my way outwards, I use a lighter pressure, and the further outwards you go, the glowier your objects will be. And then I'm blending that out with my makeup brush. I usually repeat that step again just to intensify the glow even more. Now I'm using my white acrylic marker to outline all of the flowers and leaves. On a regular colouring page, I would usually outline any black lines in white if I want them to glow. And if you want to, you can add these little dots around the edges to give it a bit more sparkle. And this is the end result. Let me know if you found this tutorial helpful, and don't forget to tag me if you give it a try, as I'd love to see your beautiful pages. Let's get glowing, besties!
Learn to make the best little sketchbook with these tools. Make sure you're folding with the grain. Compulsive paper jogging always helps. Combine your cover and text block. Place in your nipping press for 30 seconds. Create a simple punch guide by folding and refolding a piece of paper. Punch holes with your awl. wax your thread if it is unwaxed. Thread your needle. Go in the center hole, through the hole at the head of the book, out the hole at the tail of the book, back in through the center hole, being careful not to split the thread, and going on the opposite side, you're going to tie a square knot. Trim and clean up the knot with your bone folder. Decrease the spine. Close up the holes with the bone folder. Trim the head, foredge, and tail. Optional corner rounding.
Let's colour a page that took more than 60 hours, made up of thousands of tiny dots. Stippling is the art of building an image, one dot at a time. It's slow and repetitive and oddly calming once you give in to the pace. There's something really satisfying about watching it slowly come to life, like the image is revealing itself dot by dot. I started the page using a 0.8mm fineliner, but fairly quickly realised it was just too thick for the kind of detail that I wanted, so I swapped it out for a much finer nib. The trade-off, of course, is that the smaller the dots, the longer it takes. Just this vase, for example, took around 5 hours. Partly because I went too small with a 0.05mm nib, and then settled on a happy medium after that. One thing I like about stippling is that on its own each dot feels insignificant, but over time, collectively they start to mean something. You step back and suddenly it's not just dots anymore, it's an image. You can find a shortcut on my page to these fineliners and the Naughty Cats colouring book by Hikaru Kotz. One thing I don't like about stippling is the pain, because by the end my hand was in bits, and I've been single for quite some time, so this hand can take a beating. But yeah, that stippling ache is real. But honestly, I've never been happier with a page, so it was all totally worth it. And she's done! Thank fuck for that. Hope you guys like it.